Greetings, I am Vindhar Suraj and this is Campus Lit Week News. In our Supernatural segment, our top story, the Supernatural League has done it once again, saving people. The following report comes from Tina of Princestown. Let's hear her account of when she was saved by the Supernatural League. Tina knew she shouldn't have gone to that party with Robert. She barely knew the guy, but she had agreed to accompany him to a house party. Now Robert had deserted her, leaving Tina to find her way home after midnight through the streets of Port of Spain. Obviously, it wasn't safe to be in the capital city this late, but against her better judgment, Tina had to get home because she wasn't sleeping in any stranger's house. Tina prayed as she never had before. The party had been closer to the savannah. Tina wasn't familiar with the city's layout, but she knew if she continued in a southerly direction, she would eventually reach City Gate, right? A growling sound startled her. She swung around and saw a large dog outside the glow of a streetlight. It was big, almost tiger-like. The growl chilled her to the bone. With a cry, she turned and began running down the deserted street. Her breaths quickened, her feet pounded, her arms pumped, all to escape her canine pursuer. It followed, barking madly. She tripped and fell painfully on her stomach. A large weight dropped onto her. Tina felt hot puffs of air on her neck. She screamed, thinking this was her last moment. Suddenly, from the corner of her vision, she saw a flash of red. The dog yelped, and Tina no longer felt weight on her. She eased onto her back and propped herself on her elbows. The creature was snapping its jaws at a fireball flying around its head. Tina couldn't believe her eyes. She was being rescued by the Supernatural League. That fireball had to be the Sukuya Fire Girl. The fireball pressed against the dog's side and it squealed, stepping back to avoid the heat. "Keep him busy, Fire Girl." Tina recognized that voice as De Villiers, the La Jobless member of the League. The canine continued to jump away from Fire Girl, but sometimes it would spring up to try to clamp its jaws onto her scorching form. The dog and Fireball dodged and attacked each other in a crazy dance. A swirl of color materialized close to the creature. It was De Villiers in her brilliant multicolored gown. She raised her cloven hoof and gave the dog a solid kick in the side. The force slammed it into a wall more than 10 feet away. Tina thought she heard bones snap and the dog bawled, sounding like a wolf's howl. But it wasn't done yet. It jumped up and bounded for the heroes. De Villiers was ready. She launched herself into the air, hitting the creature with a spinning kick worthy of being in a Chinese karate movie. Once again, the dog smashed into the wall and fell onto the ground, unconscious. As Tina observed in awe, the dog transformed into a half-naked, dark-skinned man. De Villiers held out a small glass jar with a writhing brown mass inside. She opened it and the mass jumped onto Fire Girl. The brown mud swirled around the flame and Tina realized it was the Sukunya's skin. The flesh expanded, the fire went out, and Fire Girl was now human, dressed in tights and a sports bra. "Yes," she exclaimed, "I'm so glad we catch this lagahoo. You know how long we looking for him?" De Villiers laughed. "Yes, girl, it's true." "Oh gosh," she turned to Tina. "We forgetting we manners. Ma'am, you okay? He hurt you?" They were actually talking to her. Tina couldn't believe it. She shook her head. "No, I okay, I think." De Villiers nodded. "Well, you seem normal. Don't worry, I'll take you home now." Fire girl, I want you to get that lagahoo locked up in headquarters, right? The Sukunia agreed, and de Villiers approached Tina and helped her stand up. Tina couldn't think. The La Diablesse asked her where she lived, and it took her a few moments to respond. P- Princess Town. Oh gosh, so far? Okay, no worries. The La Diablesse directed Tina so that they were holding each other's shoulders. Now, I want you to close your eyes and think about your house. Tina tried her best to focus with de Villiers in such close proximity. She closed her eyes and smelled smoke. It felt like they were spinning, but it also felt like they were stationary. Okay, good, we reach. Tina's eyes flew open. They were actually standing in front the door of her home. You sure you good? De Villiers asked her. Tina nodded, feeling like a dumbstruck fangirl. Okay, cool, keep safe, okay? And just like that, the La Diablesse disappeared in a flash of color. Tina realized she had forgotten her manners.
Here are some details.
Tina realized she had forgotten her manners. Thank you, she said, into the night.